I'm so happy to be here with you guys today after 9 weeks of really, really hard work. We come to the end of the bootcamp. We come to the most climactic moment, which is what have you actually have to show for? What is the projects that you have built? And I'm super excited to get started today. I just want to have a little bit of an intro about Demo Day, what we do. So maybe for people who might have heard about Wagon from others, from people who are in the bootcamp, maybe your spouses, maybe your friends, so you know a little bit what we do and what is the journey that people have gone through. Basically, we're Wagon. We are in the business of giving people the tech skills that they need to survive the future. We are focusing on web development, we focus on data science, and up to now we have over 9,000 graduates. You are now part officially of the alumni community, so that's a fantastic thing that I'm looking forward to. I will reiterate that this is your house. You can always come back. You can continue your journey with us as much as you want. The doors are always open. If you want to learn new things, if you want to TA for a bit, if you just want to be part of the community in any respect, you're always, always, always welcome. We're over 38 cities around the world. So if you go to Madrid, if you go to Barcelona, if you go to Mexico, if you go to Abu Dhabi, we're around. And we've built over 1,400 projects like the ones that we're going to see, but yours are probably the best. so yeah, that's basically what we're about. I also want to talk a little bit about the journey that you've been through. Phase 0 is prep work. Before joining the bootcamp, people have done around 40 to 50 hours of work just getting acquainted with what is this thing, that programming, what is computer science, what is web development. We start on phase 1, around 160 hours of foundations, and we compressed a year and a half of computer science to 2 years of computer science university standards in 3 weeks. So it's a little bit of a ride, and you guys remember, right, what was it to go there, to be there. Once you have learned enough about computers and computation and technology, we've moved into web development, learning basically how the internet works and what are the technologies that power it. And after that, we've gone into projects. We've built many, many things. During the week, we were building basically an app a day. But this is serious, right? Now we've tried to solve the real business problem and try to put a real prototype in the hands of people. And that's the journey. The journey is just 9 weeks, right? So for people who come from the outside, in phase 0, phase 1, people were writing their first lines of code, literally writing on a terminal, writing something really stupid and getting something out. And here, at the end of this journey, you have finished products and people who are ready to enter the workforce and code stuff for real. So I'm very, very proud to present the projects that we have today. We have 3 projects today. We can get started with the first one, which is called Boss Alibaba. I don't know if anybody here has heard about Alibaba before, the story of Alibaba and the 40 thieves, right? Well, Alibaba was very clever. Well, there's also very clever employers in Singapore and many other places in the world that will try to take advantage of anybody who's ignorant enough. And that's a real problem that is, of course, affecting the lives of many, many people here. How many foreign workers do we have here in Singapore that are affected by that? How many people have been affected in places like the World Cup and have basically died because of lack of insurance, lack of the right working conditions, right? It's a real problem. And we have a product called Boss Alibaba that comes here to solve it. If you come and you have no idea of how things are going to work out, how can I have a real companion that helps me navigate the challenges of employee relationships? I'm very, very excited to present the project that Felicia, Christian, and Dipana put together, coming from very different backgrounds, from computer science, from earth sciences, and chemical engineering, but to tackle a project that is right at the heart of social welfare. So please come to stage.
So our team made this app called Boss Alibaba, which is for migrant workers in Singapore to learn about their employment rights and to keep documentation of things like their working hours and salary slips, so that in the case where they meet a bad employer, they would have all the evidence required to make a successful claim. It also allows them to seek help easily from the non-government organizations in Singapore. And it's just an app to give them a peace of mind while they're working in Singapore, so that they'll be less likely to be exploited or abused.
It's been nothing short of amazing. We've had a really good team. All our classmates are very motivated and they are so great at what they do. We all have a different skill set and we all can learn from each other. Miguel, Prima, Iqbal, and even you, Liana, have just been absolutely amazing in helping us do everything that we need in order to do the best that we can.
I think one of the major advice I'd give is to never compare yourself with your peers. Sometimes it can be a bit daunting because everyone comes from different understanding, different level, different background, and you might feel a bit lost during, especially in the first weeks of the camp. But if you just trust what's going on, and you just ask Prima, Miguel, even Iqbal, just whenever you have a question, just don't sit in your desk and just try to solve it on your own. Just go and ask them, and then before you know it, within 5 minutes you just get the answer. And if you just do that from the start, then you just really enjoy the bootcamp. It wouldn't be so stressful, and you wouldn't go back thinking oh my goodness, can I even at the end of 9 weeks code or anything like that. You don't have to even worry about it, because you just trust it. And yeah, so that's the advice I give to future students. Thank you.
I read a lot of reviews online before deciding to embark on this, and I saw that Wagon really takes pride in ensuring that you learn how to learn, not just teaching you the content. So I think that's very important when we want to learn to be a developer. And I also wanted to be in an environment with a lot of encouragement and being surrounded by motivated people as well. So that's why I chose the Wagon. Hi everyone, welcome to our demo day. Thank you very much for giving us your evening, and we're Team Alibaba, Boss Alibaba, and we want to tell you about our app today, which is for migrant workers in Singapore. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I am Ahmad, a construction worker in Singapore, and I'm from Bangladesh, and I'm really excited to start working here because I've heard many wonderful things about working in Singapore. But at the same time, I've heard of a few horror stories that I really don't want to happen to me. And for example, my distant cousin got his leg permanently destroyed by a machine that rolled over it while he was working, and another friend in my village got cheated of a whole year's worth of salary. So I really want to avoid that and feel that I'm safe here in Singapore. So when I came to Singapore, I received a smartphone from my boss because all of us have to do this COVID-19 check-in, contact tracing. And my friend told me about this app called Boss Alibaba. And I will learn about my employment rights, protect myself with simple records, and seek help easily. So that sounds like something that could really reassure me in this journey in Singapore. And so I'll give it a try. Yeah, so I'll sign up right here. Okay, it's really great that I can use my phone numbers to sign up because, I only have my phone in Singapore. I don't really have anything else. Okay, so bear with me while I type in my password. Okay, and it says I need a photo of my IPA. Oh, that's my in-principle approval. It's the document I get before I come to Singapore, telling me about the work terms that I'm employed on. So I didn't know that it was so important, but it says that it's good for checking my salary and making claims. So I shall take a photo of that right now. So here we go. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, and I'll upload it. Oh, wow. Boss must pay me even if he does not give me work. Okay, I'll take note of that because I know that some of my friends were not paid during the COVID time when their bosses just didn't have work to give them, right? And my basic monthly salary, I'm a bit nervous about entering this information, but it tells me that it's used to calculate my pay for overtime work and also for work on rest days. So I guess that makes sense. I'll enter it and I'll submit it. Okay, very cute. It says, "Good evening, Ahmad." That's really nice. I feel comforted. And it says, "Please check in today." So I'm not very sure what that is, but I'll try. Okay, so it says to keep track of my work hours so that my boss cannot undercut me. Oh, I see. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I'll log my work hours for today. And I see a whole calendar where I guess I can put all my work days here. And maybe I'll put in for tomorrow as well, which is, I won't be working because it is my rest day. So I'll save that. Yes.
So let's see what else this app can do.
little calendar tab is actually really cool because like I've always wanted to keep track of my work log, and there was no way for me to do it before. So this is actually really useful for me. Now let me just see what other things this app can do for me. All right, so there's a little tip on the top of the screen, and it's telling me what should I do if my boss wants to force me to fly home. I'm actually not sure about that, so let me just click on it and see what it actually says. I can actually approach the airport police if my boss is forcing me to fly home. I actually got a friend who was forced to fly home this way, and you know what, I'm going to let him know about this. This page also looks like there's so many other like cool tips on it, so I'm actually come back to it in the future. It looks really cool. Now let me go back to the home page and see what else I can do with this app. So, there's this tab here that says got paid. Well, I actually just got paid 2 weeks ago, so that's really good. Maybe I could log it in. It's asking me for my salary for, so I got paid last month, so Feb, and I received about $340. My boss actually paid me by cash, so yeah. And I'm also going to take a picture of it. That's actually really good because I always have these documents and keep losing them, and actually, you know what, recording them is actually really important and useful, so quite happy about it. And a little tip as well. Right. Okay, so I just uploaded my salary, and actually there's a few things in red now, which is a bit bothering me. Let me just click on it and see what it says. It actually says boss must pay me by bank transfer, but he paid me by cash, so that's not really good. And I'm a bit nervous to ask my boss about it, but it's telling me that I could seek help, so maybe I can go to the help tab and it'll help me. And there's a few NGOs, it seems, around me. Let me just go click on that. And my current location, there's not many NGOs around me, but the nearest one is about 1.4 kilometers away, which is pretty good. I could actually cycle there. But maybe before that, let me just maybe call them and arrange an appointment. And the number's over here, so I'll take note of that and call them at the end of the day.
All right, let's see what else we can do. All right, we're going to go back to home. And, accident at work. Okay, so it's telling me if I have an accident at work, I can automate the medical reporting process and keep my paperwork organized. Let's click on that. I actually got myself injured last week. Okay, so I've got to key in the date of the accident, which was March 1st, and it happened about 6 o'clock. Oh wow, there's a big text box that's asking me to fill out some information, but I only have one hand right now. What am I going to do? There's a quick input button that actually allows me to put certain things that might have happened to me, be falling down or being hit by an object, which are some things that have actually happened to my friends as well. So I was actually hit by an object, and I can type some more, but I'll leave that for later. I managed to injure my knees, and I actually went to Changi General Hospital. All right, so did the boss pay? No, he actually didn't pay for my medical bills. And I actually just went straight back to work. There was no MC given. It's also prompting me to take a photo. I'll take a photo of my bill, so at least I have some record of it in case I lose the paper. It's really important to keep all these documents together, and I'm glad that I have such an easy way to do it. All right, now we'll just upload it. Oh wow, there's some more tips. Huh? Okay, now I'm reviewing my information, and it's saying that my boss should have paid. I should have been given MC? What? What am I supposed to do? I think I'll send this email over to Felicia. She'll know what to do.
Yeah, so as your social worker, while I'm helping you file a claim at the Ministry of Manpower, it's really important that I have all these documents about the details of the accident and your medical reports and medical bills so that we can file an accurate claim. So it's really good if you could email it to me all now. Yeah.
All right. So it's coming your way.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just going to confirm and go to home while the email is being sent.
Oh yeah, you were telling me that you were underpaid for your salary as well, and your boss paid you in cash. So maybe you could send me your salary and your pay slips so that I can help you file a claim for that as well.
Okay. So I know I just put in my pay slip just now. So let's see if I can access it. There's a Files tab that I can use. So I'm going to click on it, and it actually shows me my work log, but I haven't really filled that out. But yes, my salary is here, and I can email it as well. I did. Oh, because I did not disturb. All right, I'm just going to send this over to Felicia at the same time and see what happens. Oh, another tip. And at the same time, I can also see all my other information as well as accidents, which was the one that I just input, as well as my in-principle agreement, should I ever need to send it to anyone in the future.
Okay, that's so great. So we can file proper claims now and make sure that we can hold your employer accountable. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation on this app, and we really hope that it will be helpful to migrant workers who come to Singapore and do so much for us right here in Singapore. I think we've had a really wonderful time as a team trying to put in crazy features, but also thank you very much to our instructors, Miguel, Prima, and our TA, Iqbal, for sitting with us and learning all these new things and implementing crazy things. Yeah, I don't think we could have asked for a better environment to learn and grow in. Yeah, thank you very much.
Don't leave the stage just yet. I have your certificates in
Oh.
official alumni level on. Felicia, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ivana, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Big applause to Boss Alibaba. Whoops. Delicate mic. Gotcha. To come clapping. Cool. Thank you, guys. So that was Team Alibaba. We're going to shift gears to something very, very different. We're going to move to Incast FM and the world of podcasts. So I'm Spanish, and I was born in a very typical loud Spanish house. There was music all the time, and there was radio all the time. Growing up, I loved radio when there was the stuff that I liked playing, but I hated it when I couldn't choose anything, and my mom just was playing something that I couldn't just change, and that has changed dramatically with podcasts, right? Now, on demand, we can just get the content that we need when we need it, and it has changed us so much as individuals. Now you can be washing your dishes and be learning about technology for 20 minutes. But can we make this shift happen in the business world? And that's the question that Incast is trying to ask. I'm very excited about how they want to bring all the goodness of the podcast world to the business world. And without further ado, I would like to give it up to Simon, Caroline, and Sim, who bring backgrounds in customer success, management consulting, sales development, entrepreneurship, and they want to grab this opportunity. So please come to stage.
The project is called Incast FM, and I guess to give you a bit of backstory on it, I've worked in the corporate world for the last 8 or 9 years or so. And I noticed that a lot of the communications and the training programs and whatnot within the corporate world are relatively dry. They're often over email. Not many people read those emails, or they're poorly done videos and very outdated. And at the same time, in my personal life, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I've always found that's a really engaging medium and a really great medium to learn. Mainly because, like I said, it's engaging and you hear the person talking in your ears all the time. And B, you can do other things while you're listening to audio, which you can't do while you're reading or while you're watching a video. And so I just thought, audio and podcasts are taking off everywhere except the business world, and why not bring some of those principles and that medium into the business world. And so what Incast FM does is allows a company to create a podcast, which they can do otherwise, but usually those podcasts would be public. And what Incast allows you to do is actually make that private, so that only your employees can listen to that podcast, and you can keep what's confidential to your employees, and create those programs without risk of that becoming public information.
I chose Wagon because I wanted to code. I guess it's as simple as that. But if you want to know a little bit more about my backstory, it's that I used to be a product manager at Shopee, right? And I was there for 3 whole years, and I was working a lot with developers, and I was always very amazed at what they could pull off, right? How much value they could create for this company. And I always thought, oh, that's really, really hard, but maybe one day I could do it myself, especially if I was thinking of doing my own thing. And that's the long and short of why I joined Wagon.
Wow, the experience has been amazing. It was a 9-week immersive boot camp, and we'd start at 9 a.m. in the morning till 6 p.m. Completely working on learning new concepts and then applying them as challenges. So I found it very challenging, but at the same time, I came out of the boot camp with great friendships, with great community. I feel amazing to be part of the Wagon community now. And also, the skills that I've picked up, I believe they would be helpful as I build products on my own. So it was an intense journey for sure. There was a lot of stuff you had to learn and cramp in such a short time. But I'm very happy and proud that I did it. And I would highly recommend anyone who's thinking about increasing their technical know-how or becoming a developer to join Wagon.
Yeah, I would say to go into it being prepared. I mean, it is like an amazing experience and you learn so much in an incredibly short amount of time, and that's kind of the great value of doing something like Wagon. But at the same time, with that intensive program, you also need to know that it's going to take up most of your life, and the more prepared that you can be when you go into it, and just making sure that you're keeping up with the pace while you go along. I think that would be advice that I would definitely impart to anyone who's thinking about taking up the boot camp. But it's definitely been an amazing experience, and so long as you're ready for it and you can keep up with the pace of the program, it's a really great thing to do, and it's certainly had a huge impact on my career and my life.
Asim, how are you? I haven't seen you in a long time, man.
I know, COVID, things have just gone crazy. We are growing like really fast. We just hired 1,000 salespeople last week. And but there's a challenge with it. We don't know how to engage them. We were using these in-person events to train our sales team, but now we don't have that luxury. So I've been like really thinking hard about it. How do we engage our sales force? How do we instill in them all our culture, our values, and our sales techniques? You're from HR, right? I'm sure you must have some ideas. What do you think we should do?
It's interesting you brought it up because, the thing about HR is we think it's easy. We think we just get the best talent out there. We get them in the door and then they run with the show. But that's not true, right? That's just day one. We get them in. We still need to understand like how to retain them, how to motivate them, how to train them, like you said, right?
Absolutely.
Right? So I don't know. It was interesting. So I actually met this like tall, blonde, and handsome, like Ang Mo, called like Simon the other day. Yeah. He's like the whole package. And on top of that, he was so passionate about his startup called Incast.fm, right? Which is basically this like company that allows you to host podcasts online and then share it with anybody you want. Imagine like last quarter, our CEO did that town hall, right? And everybody loved it, right? But that's just like once a quarter. Yeah. And I was thinking, what if we could do it like, I don't know, every week and at a smaller scale, like say you with like your sales employees, just for example.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you think we can get hold of this Simon guy and like, get him to do a demo for us?
He seemed really, really nice, to be honest. Really? So I think we're gonna give it a shot.
Let's bring him in.
Yeah. Let me look up on WhatsApp.
Give him a call.
Hello, Simon speaking. Caroline, good to hear from you. Yeah, no, that sounds like exactly the problem we can solve. Why don't you come down to Draper's Startup House and I'll give you a demo right now. Perfect.
Cool. What's up, Simon? Great.
Hey, Simon, thanks for inviting us over. So this is Asim, right? This is our regional sales manager, Asim, right? And Asim, this is Simon, the handsome Ang Mo I was talking to you about. Yeah, so Asim, why don't you tell Simon a little bit about the problems we've been having at Wheel of Growing?
Yeah, so Simon, because of COVID, we can't do our in-person events. We need a better way to engage our audience. Our salespeople, we are growing like crazy, but I think that we're not on the same page. So what do you have for us?
Yeah, I'd love to help you out, and I can totally sympathize with that problem. I used to work in the corporate world, and all of the materials, all the training programs, all the internal communications are really dry. They're often over email. They just weren't exciting. And at the same time, in my personal life, I was listening to a lot of podcasts, and I thought audio was just such a great medium. And there were, some real benefits to it. One was it's engaging. You hear the person in your ears all the time. Yeah. And two, you can listen to a podcast while you're doing other things. But it just frustrated me that wasn't being brought into the business world. And I think the main reason for that is because podcasts are usually really public, and often you've got confidential information, so you want to keep that private. Exactly. So there's been this problem. And so
Yeah, we can't let our proprietary sales technique go into hands of our competitors, right?
No, of course not, of course not. So that's exactly the problem that we want to solve with Incast FM. So
And I think there are some developments happening in this audio space, right? Like, you want to share about that?
it's huge. So like outside of the business world, I don't know if you've heard of the Joe Rogan experience, but it's just one podcast. There are 30 million people listening to every episode of that.
way.
Yeah, to put that in perspective, that's the same. That's more people than the season finale of Game of Thrones. Every single episode.
Oh my
and he does
God.
that 5 times a week. I know, it's crazy. And the business world is lagging. So you're on the cutting edge here if you get involved with
Yeah, let's
Incast
get
on the
started,
ground
man.
floor.
I'm excited. Let's do it. Can we create a account for our company right away?
Yeah, you bet. So I'm just going to go ahead and sign you up, and let's try and solve this problem on the fly right now.
Great. I like that startup spirit.
Okay, cool. So as you can see here, like it's really easy to get started. You know exactly what you've got to do. We've got to create a podcast. But at any point, if you don't know what to do, or you don't know what podcasting is, or you don't know how to be successful with podcasting, you can go down to this resource section and just check out the resources that we've got there. But I think the first thing that we want to do is create a podcast. So let's go and do that over here.
So you were talking about public and private. Can you help me understand this a little bit better?
Yeah, sure. It's a great question, Asim. Thank you for asking. So a public podcast you might know of as they're the podcasts that you know and love. So something like the Joe Rogan Experience or the Tim Ferriss Show or any of these podcasts. They're all public podcasts. You can open Spotify or Apple and you can search for them and get them straight away. Whereas a private podcast works in the same way in that it can be picked up on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, but only the people that you invite to listen are going to be able to listen on that particular feed. So it sounds like the use case that you've got where you want your sales team to get this content and no one else, that's going to be a private podcast.
Yeah, definitely private. I mean, I told you about a proprietary sales technique. That can't leak.
Yeah, great.
So it's called Always Be Closing.
Always be closing.
That's right.
Okay. That sounds red hot. Okay, so I know you texted me that artwork earlier, so I'm just going to go and add that over here. Cool, and then we can set an easy to remember slug for the sales team. So this is going to be like the URL that they get. So we'll just make that ABC for always be closing. We love growing. Cool, and then we can set a category. We'll probably put that in the business category, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
And then if we want some advanced options, we don't have to set any of these, but we can if we like. If I know salespeople, they often use some pretty nasty language, so I'm going to click yes to explicit language.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just make sure it's not public, yeah?
Yeah, you bet. All right, so we'll just go ahead and create that podcast, and it's that easy.
No way. You mean it's just going to create the podcast on the fly?
Exactly.
Oh, wow. That's
Any second now.
That's incredible.
Asim, your picture is right there.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that will motivate my sales people, Great.
Absolutely. So we've got this podcast, but obviously we're going to need some episodes to go along with that.
Yeah, I sent you a audio just away on WhatsApp.
Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and upload that. So again, we know exactly what we've got to do. It needs an episode to go live. Let's go and do that. Okay. So you sent me the audio. I'll go ahead and select that. That'll upload.
Call it the most important thing.
The most important thing. Okay. This one I don't think had any explicit language.
Yeah, no.
So.
You need to change things up sometimes.
Okay. And did you want that to just be available?
Yeah, let's send it right away. I want my salespeople to hear it right now.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll set that for today, but in the future, if you want to save something for a backlog, you can set up for a date in the future.
Also, this has a schedule feature. So if you want to launch it at a certain time, like for your event,
Yeah, the CEO would love it if you could schedule it in advance. Yeah, our PR campaign we have. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And that's another thing I didn't mention. We've just got one podcast for this sales material, but if you've got a PR team or an HR team and they want to create a podcast as well, you can create as many podcasts as you like.
So we could just create unlimited podcasts, just like wow, that's great.
Exactly right. So we'll go ahead and create that episode. and in a flash.
Oh, wow. This is great. It's already live. And that play button, do you mean like if I press that, I can actually preview the episode?
That's exactly right, Asim. So I'll go ahead and press that.
Is it volume work?
Perfect.
Because only one thing counts in this line. The line which is dotted. A, B, C. A always B, B, C closing. Always B closing.
Great. I love this. This is good. Let's do it. I think this is awesome. So help me out here. So from the salesperson perspective, what is the experience like for them?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we've got the podcast, we've got the episode. That sounds like a very motivating and aggressive training that you've got there. So we can just go ahead and add a subscriber over here and make it available to anyone. So I'll just show you as an example with this email account that we've got over here. Okay, we'll copy that. Okay, so I just go to add a new subscriber. We'll just say this is me. Copy that over here. Click submit. And now what's going to happen is within a minute, that email that I just sent to myself is going to appear in this inbox.
That would be incredible if it comes through.
Okay, well, maybe while we're waiting for that to happen, I know you mentioned you've got 1,000 new sales employees.
Yeah. I actually sent you, like I don't have time, to upload them one by one,
Obviously not. So, we've got a great feature for that where we can just upload multiple subscribers. So, I know that CSV was formatted well for me, so we can just go ahead and upload that straight away like that. And boom,
wow, that's great.
All of those
that's
subscribers.
Genius. You are really good developer, man.
Thank you very much.
That email came through. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, and so what your salespeople will receive, and this is a poorly put together email client, but it'll look quite nice in their actual email account on Microsoft.
What are you going to do with this thing now?
So all your salesperson needs to do is if they get this on their phone, they can just long press this URL here, and that'll copy it for them. And then they just need to go to their favorite podcast.
No, I don't believe this. Are you serious?
And so they can do this on their phone, or they can do it on desktop, like I'm doing now, just their favorite podcast.
So help me understand, what's going to happen now?
Yeah, so these are all public podcasts, right? Like I was saying before, I can go browsing for them, I can press play, but ours isn't just going to be publicly available because we don't want people getting your proprietary secret sauce, right? So what we're going to do over here is all of these podcast apps have a feature where you can add a show by URL. And so all they need to do, copy that URL to the clipboard.
And it will show up here?
Exactly right. So they just click subscribe. And in a flash...
Oh my God! This!
Yeah, and we can just hit play on that.
Only one thing counts.
I think this is great. This is amazing, Simon. Simon, how many 100 people do you have in your development team?
Would you believe it, Asim? So there's actually just me and 2 other people. And funnily enough, their names are Asim and Caroline as well. Which is, a real small world that they happen to have the exact same name. But yeah, I was, I didn't know what to do with my life. I was in a really dark place. And I came across this coding bootcamp called Wagon. And they said I could learn to code and change my life. And so I met my colleagues and we built this product. And, I met these great people, Iqbal and Prima and Miguel and Liana. And, I learned to code and I changed my life. And I think you can do it too.
What a story, man. What a story. I think this is great. This is really great. Do you have anything else you would like to share?
Yeah, well, a very wise man told me to always be closing. And so, I think if you want to get in on the ground floor on this for a low price of $10,000 a month, which is a steal, we can get this thing going for you right now if you want.
Yeah, let's do it. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right.
Amazing. Thank you so much, guys, for this masterclass of how to make a sale. To come to a company and make a sale. So, Simon,
Thank you.
congratulations. Caroline, congratulations. Sim, congratulations. Been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Always be closing that, man. Amazing.
Always be coding.
Always be coding. All right. So that was Syncast FM, people. We're going to move to the last product of the night. And we're shifting gears again to Moko. This is an industry that I don't know much about, as you can see, and it's about makeup, so I'm not going to talk much about it. But what I know is that there's lots of people crazy about the weirdest things that you can imagine. Like, there's somebody that I support on Patreon because he does amazing videos about Super Mario Bros., which is something that I'm very passionate about. Just like that, there's a lot of people very passionate about makeup, making incredible material, making amazing tutorials. If you want to buy what they're buying, the process is just a pain. And it's an amazing problem to solve. Whenever there's friction, there's margin to make. And this is what Nathaniel, Regina, Timothy, and Cheyenne have come to solve. And I'm very curious to see how they're doing that, how they're leveraging the passion economy to eliminate all the friction that there is in makeup. Nathaniel, Regina, and Timothy, and Cheyenne come from very different backgrounds, from yoga to civil engineering to life sciences to sales. And they've come together to come up with this incredible idea. So, Team Moko, come over to stage.
So our project talks about those who likes to do makeup, who likes beauty. So our project is actually targeted for those beauty enthusiasts who wants to experience the journey of learning and then shopping at the same time at one go. Because currently we know that whenever you're watching the tutorials, it takes time for you to from watching the tutorial itself and then finding the right products for you, and then you need to go again to the website and then need to search, browse through the product again, adding to cart. We don't want that to happen. So in our project, we want everything to be solved without any hassle for our users. And thanks to my beloved teams, we make it happen in just 2 weeks, which is unbelievably amazing. We can do within this short 9 weeks, and then with only 2 weeks of doing this project, we can create an application from total scratch.
It's definitely been interesting and very, very enriching. I didn't think that I would be able to code or produce like any kind of IT or tech kind of product, but I think the experience has shown me that with hard work you can, and I think the experience has been not only humbling, but also very inspiring. I now know that if I put my mind and heart to it, I can do anything.
Compared to other bootcamps out there, its price is affordable, and also it's actually an in-class bootcamp compared to other bootcamps which is online. So I get asked questions to the coaches who really give me a really good answer and is very patient with me when I learn the coding. And also they also include yoga lessons to the coding class, which is very interesting. It helps me to de-stress after a day of difficult coding.
Be ready for how intensive it is. Do your prep work. It's really, really important. I cannot stress that enough. Second advice I would give is to always ask your instructors and TAs questions in class, because not only are they there to help you basically, but they are also extremely knowledgeable and helpful and really, really generous with their advice. I think that's something that I was hoping for and I got. The third thing finally is, I think the biggest piece of advice, especially for somebody like me, if you're someone like me who doesn't have any coding experience, is to always revise. Put a little bit more time and effort into revising, giving yourselves the little bit more advantage because you have maybe heard a lecture again or heard a lecture before and has taken time after class as well to give just maybe even half an hour of time to revise so that you can catch up the next day, for example. Otherwise, because of the intensity of the bootcamp, it can be a little bit scary, but with hard work and dedication, it's definitely doable.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for coming to our demo. Let me introduce myself. Sorry, yeah. I'm Nathaniel, and I'm here with my beloved teammates, Cheyenne and Timothy, as well Regina is on remote. And let me bring you to a journey of our application itself. Okay, so before I start, let me ask you a question. Who is here consider yourself as a beauty enthusiast? Meaning you, great, yeah. Like you learn how to apply makeup to yourself, and then you like to buy products, shop for makeup products. And let me bring you to one of a story about my friend that is also a beauty enthusiast. So, firstly, let's say you are watching makeup tutorials on YouTube, and for example, this one I'm talking about James Charles, and when you're watching these James Charles tutorials, and then you see that, oh my God, I want this palette very much. It's very, very good, and it's very, very nice. I want this now. And what are you doing when you think about that thing? Well, some of you maybe open a Google and then search for the products, or some of you may be scrolling down to the comments, find some links over there, and then you're clicking on the links, it brings you to another website, and then on this website, you still need to search for the products again, and then you need to add to cart, and then you need to purchase again, put in your address and whatsoever. It's a very boring and very long experience. And then maybe some of you was wondering, like, what if I can learn and I can shop the product at the same time? So in this case, I have a solution for you. Introducing our application, Muku. Okay, so Muku is a place where you can learn and shop and one go. Because we love the beauty community around here, and then we have one motto for you. We want you to unleash your beauty, and then because we know that your face is everything. So, yeah, let my colleague, my teammate Shane talks about our application.
Thanks, guys. All right, so if you're a new makeup enthusiast like me, it's actually really useful to have professional, curated makeup tutorials all in one place for you to look at. At Muku, this is exactly what we have. Everything is in one place. You don't have to go anywhere else. So for example, I can browse makeup tutorials, and I can simply find, let's say today I want to see makeup tutorials for eye, which is very common, right? Yes? Many enthusiasts around here. After I find eye makeup tutorials, perhaps I would like to sort them by likes, because I assume that by sorting the likes, I can find the most popular makeup tutorials. From this list, I simply click the one that I want, and I'll be brought straight to the product page. When you're at the tutorial page, you will also see a list of products that are immediately under the tutorial, which means you don't have to go anywhere else to find these products. That's number one. Number two, if your attention span is a little bit shorter, like mine, it would be great to see actually exactly where those products will be shown. Simply by clicking on the timestamp that's in the product, you will be led straight to the time frame where the product is being demonstrated. In this way, you can see how the product is being used. You can even see the hotspot that pops up, which means that you can add to cart if you want to. These hotspots are really important, and it's created by Muku because studies have shown that interactive videos and advertisement increase viewing time by a whopping 47%, and even increase buyers' intent by 9 times, up to 9 times. So in this economy and this lifestyle where attention span is as short as 8 seconds, this is really valuable information to know. Because Muku is so focused on learning, we also scour the World Wide Web to get you the best articles on makeup, popular trends, all cited by experts. True to Muku's motto as well, you do not have to go look for these products anywhere else. All you have to do is read, learn, scroll down. When you see a product that is displayed, you simply click on Add to Cart. It will be added to cart for you to review later. Muku is also focused on building a safe and robust community for makeup artists or newbies like me, I can simply go to the forum page, look at the topics that are discussed, maybe even chime in, add a tip or two, or browse through the entire forum and see whether there's anything that can be a hack for my makeup journey. If I see anything here that I'm curious about, all we have to do is search for the tutorial or the product in our website, which Nathaniel will show you later. Easy.
Thank you, Cheyenne. So now let me bring you to a journey of using our all-powerful search feature. So you see there's a search bar on the top of your screen, which is always there. It will never go away. And then whenever you want to try for something, let's say I want to try to find some product for my eyes, just type eyes there and then click on the search button. And here you can see all the videos, products, as well as brand that is related to the eyes. And let's say, for example, I want to search for the product. I just simply tap on the products, and then I see there are some products that's related to the eyes. I think I want to try to see the first one, which is the Shiseido Ultimate Eye. I just tap on it, it will bring you to my product page, and on the product page, you can see everything you want related to this product. You can see the price, you can see the description, how to apply it, as well as you can see the reviews from the fellow beauty enthusiasts. And then let's say you have decided to buy this product, just tap add to cart, and then it will bring the product to your cart. And once I finish with everything, I want to review my cart, just click on the add to cart buttons on the right top screen, and then you can review all your cart or the carts here. You can add your quantity here, you can remove it. And then once I'm okay with my carts, I just click on orders, review orders, to review all your order lastly. And once you're okay, you can proceed to payment. Our payment is fully secured and trusted because we are using Stripe as our payment partner. Stripe has been used by numerous numbers of enterprises, including Google and Grab. So once you are using our payment, you don't need to worry about where your money goes because it will directly goes to our account for sure. So, and then once you have been able to purchase it, and then now I'm using Google Pay to pay for my my makeup account. Click pay, and then and then it will bring me to a page where I have successfully purchased my products. And we know that each of you is unique. So we have already prepared a curated, personalized dashboard only for each of you. Just simply click on the profile button on the top screen, and then it brings you to your dashboard where you can see the recommended videos for you as well as the products that you have purchased. So it will save time of no need to search the products that you want to search for again. And then
it's my turn. So Moku is a beauty community that I'm really proud to be part of, and I invite all of you to be part of this community as well. Building Moku has been an amazing journey, not just because we finally made something happen, but also it's an incredible learning experience. I would like to, on behalf of my entire team, mention some special people in our journey. Our instructors, Miguel, Prima, our TA, Iqbal, who has really been with us throughout. They have celebrated our highs, pulled us up from the lows, and definitely helped us fulfill and achieve the things that we didn't think we could achieve 9 weeks ago. And also, of course, on behalf of my team leader, Nathaniel, my teammate, team, and Regina, who couldn't be here, I'd like to thank everyone for listening to us. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Oh.
Tim, this is for you. Cheyenne.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Or
That's
Nathaniel
not-
first. Tim, thank you so
you.
much. Thank you so much for the amazing demo. We're back. Congratulations to everybody. I think the level of the demo is amazing. if anybody here has a little bit of experience with corporate innovation, or anybody listening would be thinking like, well, how much time did it take to build this? Like the whole 9 weeks of the course? Because I tried to build something like that for my company. It took 6 months, right? It was 9 days. So just to put that in the back of your minds, right? Like these people came, many of these people came with zero knowledge of coding 9 weeks ago. In 9 days, equivalent more or less, they've built this, which I think it's an incredible achievement, and you also would be super proud. I'm at least super proud of you. So congratulations. It was amazing. A very special thanks to you all. Thank you very much for being with us for these 9 weeks. I hope that you enjoyed it. I just want to give you guys a very good round of applause. Thank you so much. Please stay connected. Please come back to say hello, because you're missed. You're missed already by me. So please, please, please. I hope to see you next week, and just come by, come have lunch, please, please, please. And yeah, and hi from the Wagon team and from us. Dirk, who you probably got to know at the beginning of the journey. Liana, from being a master hustler, getting everything done in the background that you don't see. Getting things like this organized and making an amazing experience for all of you. So thank you very much, Liana. Iqbal, for being a superstar TA. He just came out fresh off the bootcamp, and he's already mentoring people, doing an amazing job. So thank you so much, Iqbal, for being there. Prima, for being a superstar developer. And I'm Miguel, and it's been an absolute pleasure to be with you guys these 9 weeks. Really looking forward to the future. Thank you so much.